Hey everyone, back again doing some more Call of Cthulhu. I am uh, doing it a bit early today because I've got running around I've got to do in the morning, um, giving everything just a second, make sure that everything's working right. Um, okay, so how about we do this? Oh, there it goes. Um, but I'd like to be sure my voice is coming through. Make sure I don't before I get started on this, because there's something I want to talk about before we get this whole thing started. Because it was something saw an article I was just going through online talking about this game. Okay, everything's good. Um, and it's brought up something I feel this need to address. Um, there has been, in the last few years particularly, this huge backlash against H.P. Lovecraft and his work because of the idea that Lovecraft was racist. Which, in all fairness, there's definitely some truth to. Not going to argue that. In Herbert West Reanimator, he described an African American prize fighter with descriptions that would also work well for a gorilla. Which, especially with how some boxers are, that may not actually have been, necessarily a bad description. But that's beside the point. And there's definitely some of his poetry that was much more emphatic on that idea. Um, and, and some stuff being misogynistic. And there's definitely some truth to these. Cannot deny it. Wouldn't try to. The big thing is, though, this takes out two major important things. One is context. Most of this stuff was early 1900s, from around 1918 to 1930, which most people could be described as being racist by nowadays standards. It's a hard thing, to just pick out one person like that and say that. Not everybody, obviously, but there were a lot of people back then that very easily fit that description. The other thing is, if you read his work, it doesn't. Most of it does not reflect this. Most of it is talking about how we are a tiny mote of dust in a vast and infinite universe, and none of this matters. And again, there's always more context to this. Some of the misogynistic stuff. There were very few females in most of Lovecraft's stories, and many times they were villains. But there's some things. So, spoilers for those of you who want to know. I'm going to talk on the story, The Thing on the Doorstep, which there's most of the fans who are probably going to watch this have read The Thing on the Doorstep. If you haven't, I definitely recommend it. But our narrator's friend gets married. This woman is rather dominant and controlling. Shows him a lot of new and interesting things. Things generally work out. But then, of course, we find out that his wife is actually her father. Her father's mind in her body. And he makes a comment about how he wants to get back into a male body because they're more powerful in magic than females. They're just naturally better. Whether there's a truth to that, that's hard to say. Part of that boils down to the system you go through. But that's one of those little lines that gets people's attention. And part of it's also, this is the character's thoughts. It could easily have been Lovecraft, but he didn't believe in magic. He used a lot of his metaphors. He wrote stuff that he thought was interesting, but he was not a believer. He was a major skeptic. But then there's also, you go back to his childhood. After his parents' deaths, he was raised by his aunts, who were a huge controlling influence in his formative years. A lot of early letters and stuff suggest he was anti-Semitic. And yet, he married a Jew when he got older, after he got away from his aunts. So after he got away from some of their influence, things changed. A lot of what he wrote in his letters suggested he was a man who, if he was presented the evidence in front of him, he'd believe it. He wrote to, I think it was Clark Ashton Smith, I could be wrong about that, that, on paper, he was agnostic because he believes that if, while he does not necessarily believe that there is a God, in, how it's been described, if proof was presented to him, he would go with it. He'd be like, okay, yes, I'm definitely a believer now. But he did not believe that truth existed or would come. So, on paper, he was agnostic. In truth, he was atheist. But again, it was this idea, you put the proof in front of him, things would be different. If we brought somebody who was an expert in their field that, he found interesting, say like Neil deGrasse Tyson, and they got to talking, it most likely would not matter. Once he got talking, saw he was well-read, an expert in this field that, he had an interest in, and they found all this common ground, then racial differences wouldn't matter. It was the fact that he came across so many people who were not white, who were either, brought over here or recent immigrants, especially when he was in New York. There's a whole story about, his hate of New York, partly because it wasn't, his classic New England. He loved that part of that country. But, oh God, I lost my train of thought with that. It was just a fear of the unknown, a fear that was different, and a lot of those people who came over and a lot of those people he had contact with were not highly educated. They were working class. It was a difference in how they grew up. Now, again, I'm not saying he wasn't what he was. By today's standards, he absolutely was, racist. But that was then, and you can't judge a group of people, anyone, from the past, particularly, anything more than, 50 years, and hold them to today's standards. I mean, some of his stories are 100 years old now. They're iconic. What Edgar Allan Poe did for horror in the 19th century, Lovecraft did in the 20th century, the early 20th century. They just, helped expand this, and this idea of cosmic horror and how he presented it, the unknowable. He defined a genre. For the longest time, he was the face of the World Fantasy Award, the highest award that an author could win. But there was suddenly, after all these years, outrage over it. When most of these people who were winning this award, especially if it was something that fell within his realm that he would have actually wanted to read, that's common ground. We have the Lovecraft Circle, all these artists and authors who were, in many ways, very different from each other, very supportive, very much pushing each other, who never met in real life for the most part. Some did, some didn't. It's like Psycho, Robert Bloch's classic, which of course got made into the Alfred Hitchcock movie, which is generally pretty close to the book with, a couple minor exceptions. But Bloch was the youngest member of this circle because he was a fan of Lovecraft's work. He got talking with him, but Lovecraft kept pushing him to write more, to make himself better at it. And then after Lovecraft's death, Bloch kind of found his own voice, and we got Psycho. But if it hadn't been for that influence in there, especially that push to make him, to try and get him to be the best writer he could be, we might not have that now. You can go back to any time. You look at Shakespeare in his time. You go back to, the Day by Day, if we actually could. There'd be plenty of stuff that they would decry about now. But this is Shakespeare. We can't talk about that. Another good example was, oh crap, I forgot who I was thinking of. The whole incident with Orson Scott Card. He was very much against the gays. Well, is. But none of his work, okay, I'll rephrase that. The work in particular that people were going after, which in this case was Ender's Game, the movie, did not reflect this. Did not show this. Didn't even talk about this in any way, shape, or form. but people jumped on the movie and talking against it because of what the author was in real life, even if his work did not influence that, did not, push that agenda in any way, shape, or form. And when it comes to that stuff, horror is always a personal thing. There's always some bit of the author that stays in there, the things that scare them, the things that, tormented them. I know the story I came up with as I was coming out of my depression is a, cosmic horror, Lovecraftian story with, heavy influence from Robert W. Chambers, because it's a King in Yellow story. But deep at its core, my depression and what caused it is going to be in there. Wes Craven, famous for Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street. If you look throughout his works, the things he wrote and directed, you can see that there is this clear theme of real horror starts at home. In The Last House on the Left, the parents very quickly became much worse than the parents. The parents became much worse than the people who had attacked their daughter. And while we can pretty much all understand the idea, they attacked their daughter, they're going to get their revenge, they got torturous and nasty and just so much crueler than those people. In Nightmare on Elm Street, if the parents hadn't taken the law into their own hands, Freddy wouldn't have become the demon that he was, and they wouldn't have to be worrying about it now. They just had to watch him, and they would eventually found the evidence they needed and gotten him put away for good. In Scream, if the main character's mother hadn't been an adulteress, our villain wouldn't have had his family broken up, and he wouldn't have gone down that path, or most likely wouldn't have gone down the path the way we saw it. So that points to this idea that somewhere in Wes Craven's past, we know some things, like, Nightmare on Elm Street, how Freddy came to exist, because he's told the story. But somewhere at some point, he got this idea that the source of a lot of terror is in the parents. So the question is, what did he see? What did he experience that put that idea in him? But again, it's throughout his work. In Lovecraft, he started as a child thinking the universe was the size of a marble. Then he got a little older and became the size of a baseball. Bigger, but feels fine. Then it suddenly became the size of a basketball. Then a beach ball. Then a giant medicine ball. And suddenly realizing just how vast and infinite the universe was, he realized just how small a part he was into it. And that influenced everything. Because you look at Herbert West Reanimator, where he talked about the African American prize fighter. That was a detail point. It was not the point of the whole thing. You look at most of his work. Yes, it's fear of the unknown, which is a universal fear, and everybody feels it in some way, shape, and form. In Lovecraft's case, it was this foreign element that was seeming to invade and coming closer and closing in on his world. It was this, reveal just how big the universe is. And if the universe is so big, how can we be the only things in it? And, if there are other things, could they be this vast, infinitely powerful forces that we don't even have any kind of chance over or dealing with? But I've rambled on long enough. I've made my point. There always has to be a separation between an author and their work. If an author does things bad enough that you can't separate them, then yes. I definitely know somebody who I have kickstarted much of their stuff, and I really enjoy it. But he has taken steps outside of things and expressed views so adamantly and so often, I cannot continue to support his work. But most of his work doesn't fill in that. Some of it does. If the work clearly has a agenda that's pushing, that you are against, then yes, don't support it. Or, give your opinion on it, write your review, let people know it's like, okay, it's not obvious at first, but when you get to this point, it becomes clear that all this is pointing toward X. And I think that's, not right. That's all fair. But this is in this case, this is a figure whose work has lasted a century now, who's influenced tons of people, from horror icons like John Carpenter and Stephen King to every genre that exists: music, movies, comics, games, and decide that because he doesn't fit your ideals now of how a person should be, just completely destroy it. It's a detail. It's important to understand because it shows where some of this stuff came from that's in these stories. But that's kind of the end of it. His work doesn't push that agenda hugely. He's not talking about going out and lynching African Americans or other foreigners just because of what they are. In the end, the point is none of it matters in the grand scheme of things. So, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I've done enough now. We are back at the police station after having the vision and seeing Algernon and Sarah push the Shambler back into its dimension, but Sarah lost what she was in the process. So, let's get back in. Oh, and I've succumbed to the dark side.
Hawkins. Why did she do it? Damn it.
Did our guest enjoy our hospitality?
Let me out of here.
I'm warning you, Pierce. I want a short and clear-cut confession. Do you admit your guilt in the case brought before you?
You don't have any idea what's happening on this damn island.
Chief West, we got a problem.
Damn it, not now. What is it this time?
Captain Fitzroy, Chief. Some guys have ransacked Roy's bar. They went berserk, attacked the patrons, smashed the place up. It's chaos.
This is only the beginning. Let me out.
Let's go take a look. Tell Sullivan and Marshall to keep this one nice and warm till I get back.
Are you stupid? Don't you understand?
No, he doesn't. Most wouldn't.
Goddamn idiots.
I don't think there's any way for me to get out. I don't have any of my gear. It looks like I'm waiting. Maybe Bradley will show up and help out. Uh-oh. We're in kind of dreamy territory. Oh, the Leviathan.
Truth Seeker. I find you again. As promised, I come back to reiterate the offer of truth. As your mind expands and finally understands the true nature of the world, your perceptions change. Are you ready to see your world and the ones that live in it as they truly are?
Oh. Am I just that crazy?
Come, Truth Seeker. Follow the path of the ultimate truth.
I thought we were made of the same stuff, Detective. Fighters. Survivors. I never would have thought you so naive. It's all your fault. You could have stopped this whole thing. Your army buddies, the villagers, me. We're all in danger, as long as you're alive.
Well, now. That cat thought about it. Okay, doesn't go anywhere. Oh, it keeps going.
I can't go to sleep. Keep having the same dream. Or should I say nightmare? The pain in my chest as if I was being skewered. Darkness, cold, silence. Then I wake up in the hospital bed alive.
Oh.
That voice whispers in my mind. I keep hearing it, and I don't know how long I'll be able to resist.
He's hearing the call.
Who are you, truth seeker? I may see you in my dreams. I still can't decide if you will be my doom or my liberation.
It's hard to tell.
It may have been written for both of us, but I will fight for what is right.
Interesting. Oh, his office. Oh, whose mind are we going to now?
Dom, what happened?
Come, you'll want to hear what these two Egypts have to say.
This better be interesting.
We're cat.
Seems like someone decided to grant you your deepest wish.
A mutiny?
Worse, they killed Chief West
What?
and left his body in one of our warehouses.
You're
Well,
kidding.
now.
They're all yours.
Which one of you is dumb enough to kill a cop and throw him on my doorstep?
We don't know nothing.
The dead body in my warehouse disagrees.
We swear, miss, it's not us.
I don't have time for this. Spill it.
We've got nothing to do with it.
I want to know everything about
Oh.
the corpse over there.
Should
or
master.
I swear you will meet the same end.
If we speak to you, we're dead. If we don't speak to you, we're dead. What? No! Listen, miss, we didn't see what happened, but we heard. Noises and talkings, like. We've been betrayed.
By whom?
Go, look at the body. You'll find out for yourself.
Interesting. Let's go, Dom. Where is this workshop?
I'll go with you. He must be talking about the old boat repair workshop.
Let's find out.
Yeah, they've done nothing wrong.
Apart from killing a cop on our turf.
That's hooey.
How do you know they killed him?
Do you want me to settle it with some lead?
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good thing.
Dog always threatening us.
Uh-oh. Things are gonna go
Quieten
bad.
these lunkheads down before I shiv the lot of them.
I'll take care of them. A bunch of liquor sponges aren't going to lay down the law round here.
I'll take a look at this workshop. Join me when you're finished.
Let's see what's in here.
Here we are. Here we are.
Okay, making sure that's what was supposed to hear. More blood. Okay, blood is going this way. Oh. We've seen she can pick locks, so she's got much higher skill than I do.
If someone had told me that one day West's work would kill him.
Let's see what we find out.
Someone moved the corpse here. Where did the murder happen?
Probably where we first saw the blood when we first came in.
We came from here.
Hello.
Down the stairs.
This is probably... No? Ah. Come on. There we go.
So this is where West was killed. What's that? What the fuck is that? Where did it come from?
West walked in on something he shouldn't have. The cult.
He wasn't alone. Who were those guys?
Hello.
There's only one man who smokes these gaspers. Fitzroy.
Yeah. The idea Fitzroy's part of the cult makes sense.
You're not supposed to be here, Truth Seeker.
Oh.
This is my last warning. Next one who comes close.
Well now. That was interesting. They're talking to me, not to, Cat.
What the hell?
Dom, get out of here.
Go! I'll cover you. Die, you filthy rat!
Damn it.
Uh-oh. Things aren't going well for Cat. But yeah, that's the, wonder what's going on there. It all started, keeling over, but it's like they're being controlled. Question is by who? Probably the cultists. Trying to purge the island of their problems. Interesting. The Leviathan has been helpful. Obviously, that help comes at a cost. Question is, well, I mean, we're completely psychotic at this point, so I don't know if there's a way to restore sanity, but in my version of things, Pierce is the truth seeker, and he's got to keep digging. He's going to keep looking, whether that's a good thing or not. The load times are the worst part of this, but they do have their uses, at least. Ugh. But yeah, I am curious to see what's going on and how things end, especially since I know all these little choices are going to affect things. I'll be curious after I get my playthrough done to look up on like true achievements to see any of the spoilered or the secret achievements that I missed and see what I need to do different, and play through again and see if things would be how different things would be. Try things refusing Leviathan, not reading the books. And the like.
Pierce, wake up.
Hey.
What happened? Take that weapon, you'll need it.
Uh-oh.
Tell me. My head.
I think his eyes have gone green.
Bradley, damn it, pull yourself together.
You got me. I can't resist any longer.
Yeah.
We've been working together since I arrived here. I know you can overcome it.
It's too late. I lost Sarah Hawkins.
What?
I was unable to stop her.
What do you mean, unable?
She left with the bookseller. He came back, alone. Told me she couldn't resist the call. The doctors told me later they saw her going in the direction of the whaling station.
Damn it!
I'm turning, Pierce, into one of those things.
No!
Oh.
Keep fighting it, Bradley.
It's too late. You have to end this. Do it. Kill me.
I shoot him or do I spare him?
Enough killing.
Idiot! Now
Got an
go,
achievement.
you imbecile.
Let's look at my points I can give out. Oh crap, I've got 11. Ooh. Master Investigator. Expert in everything except for eloquence. And obviously medicine and occultism. Boy, I had a lot of points to give. Granted, the last few levels I've kind of played, I haven't been playing me. So, that kind of fits.
Sarah Hawkins was going to the whaling station.
Okay, I know where I am.
Stop. Oh, God. What am I doing?
They were attacking you. Did what you had to. Okay, we can't get in there anymore. Shit. This isn't good. The cult. Oh crap. Okay, good to know. Do not get too close.
Sarah Hawkins was going to the whaling station. Stop. Oh, God.
Oh God.
What am I
It's
doing?
behind me. It's in here. Doesn't appear to be anything.
Thank you. How did you manage to get out of your cell?
Officer
Well,
Bradley
now.
came to free me.
Bradley and his sense of justice. Where is he?
Oh, I have to be master.
I'm sorry, officer. He's gone.
Did you?
No. When I left, he was still breathing.
Poor guy. I see you're out of bullets. Take these. Sullivan
Oh.
won't need them anymore.
Thanks.
Okay, I gotta figure out where the whaling station is. Okay. The office, which I don't think I need to go to.
How many died because of this madness?
Way too many, most likely. Oh. There had to be some around here. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna sneak around. Crap. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh. Come on, get back, get back, get back, get back, back. Okay. Should be going around. Nope.
Enough!
Shit. Oh, this isn't good.
Sorry.
Shit. I think he left. Okay. Oh God. Shit. I shouldn't have come that close to the door.
Sarah Hawkins was going to the whaling station. Stop. Oh God. What am I doing?
Thank you. How did you manage to get out of your cell?
Officer Bradley came to free me.
Bradley and his sense of justice.
Let's skip some of this since I've heard it.
No.
Poor guy. I see you're out of...
Thanks.
Okay. It's better anyway. I'm going to hear all that again.
How many died because of this madness?
A lot. I'm going to wait till I see somebody so I can hear them.
Who's there?
Okay. Whew. Ah. One sec. I gotta adjust this. Okay, that's better. bullets work well against, you know, normal people and cultists. But there's the one guy who was doing patrol. Pattern changes? Or they distracted by something else?
Who's there?
Well, they didn't see me, so at least there's that. Glad he knew I was out of bullets. I certainly didn't.
Sorry.
Okay.
Who's there?
Shit. Statue's gone.
Oh, shit.
Roy.
Is that you, detective? Can't leave the damn island, huh?
Boy, I
must
can't.
go to the whaling station.
I'll help you get there if you bring me something to fix this wound.
Joy.
I'm coming back with a first aid kit.
Make it quick. I'm dying.
Okay, I gotta find a first aid kit then.
It looks like St. Brendan's critics finally got him. Probably the cult's work.
Yeah. Question is, where do I find a first aid kit? Could be in the bar. If I can get in there.
What happened here?
Doesn't look like it. I don't like that.
It looks like an old Seaway map.
Crazy culting is not occult chanting is not good.
And when they found me, they ate my flesh. And my flesh granted them powers and revelations. You are getting closer, Truth Seeker.
Wait, he said the one was his father. Is it him? Or is this... Are they like the immortal members of the... who have been here since, you know, they caught the creature?
The most precious gift of all. The truth. The ultimate truth about life. If I prove able to resurrect life, then it will only be a matter of time before I know how to create it. It will be the end of gods, be they ancient and powerful.
I don't think the cult liked that. Fitzroy's cult leader. Hello.
You need a truth seeker. Someone with exceptional sensitivity to his dreams. This gift will lead him to this island. As I am the Oracle, I speak for him we cannot name.
Hello. What's this?
Track the truth like the bloodhound you are.
What has she done?
Nothing good.
Bloody Captain. I'm not dying in this rat hole.
Cat?
If I find him,
Fitzroy destroyed all the ways off the island. All the boats removed from the bay immediately. Sailing boats, small boats, everything that floats. No one can escape us. Now. Just because the long-awaited moment is upon us.
what are you still doing here, Detective?
I need to go to the whaling station.
It's locked. You'll need a key to get there.
Right.
Go get me a first aid kit. I might have something for you.
Oh.
You were chasing Fitzroy, but now you're here, injured.
How do you know? There were too many. Got us. If I don't get something to stop the bleeding, I'm a goner.
Oh, do I heal Cat or do I heal Mitchell? Okay, it's the edge of the table. I thought it might be something else. The first aid kit's not here. It's not with Mitchell. So where would I find it? Okay, maybe through here. Oh. I hear things. Different paths. Man, that begs the question, do I go after Roy or Kat? Kat's been helpful, but she's clearly got her own agenda. Roy was a bit nastier to us at the beginning, but...
Hey, you! They got the boss. Nasty wound. I wanted to get her the first aid kit in the Hawkins warehouse, but there's one of those poor bastards in it. Too dangerous.
I'll see what I can do.
At least I know there's a first aid kit there.
One first aid kit. 2 wounded people. Who deserves it?
Roy's a bit more innocent than Kat is. But we know Kat is good at what she does. Kat might be more useful.
Hope his boss will have more luck.
Kat or Mitchell?
Shit. They're going to the whaling station. I'd better hide and wait. until they're gone.
Okay. I think, just from a standpoint of usefulness, I think I'm going to help Cat. Ruh-roh. Hide in here. Mitchell probably might deserve it a bit more.
Go get me a first aid kit. I might have something for you.
Here, take it.
Right. The entrance to the whaling station is behind the Hawkins warehouse.
Yeah, I already found it. Bootlegger's key. Let's see where he goes. Or if he's just gonna stay there. Okay. That didn't go too bad. Okay, him. All right. Damn it. I hear someone. More dead people. All right. My need to explore is probably going to cause me trouble. That's away from the other side. What's in here? Jesus.
Damn it.
Fuck. I'm out of ammo.
It's happening.
Boy. I'm going to rely on running to save my ass. Candles, that's not usually a good sign. Whew, okay, we made it to the whaling station. Hi, Sophie. I have a giant dog who came to say hello. Right, go on, you. Whew. Well, I was a little liberal with my ammunition. Hopefully, I'm not going to regret that decision. Or I can find more. Won't do good against certain things, but, you know, cultists and the like are still fair game. Catch her before she does something bad. Assuming she hasn't already. Curious. Since I've got a moment, I can look that up. Whoops. Oh, relax, Sophie. Cause yeah, I've definitely enjoyed the game so far, and I found the story interesting. I am curious about where we're at in it. Just about there. Take 1 second. Oh, well. Guess it's not what I thought it was. Okay. I don't know. But let's find out. Oh, it's going to be a poorly synced cutscene. Because, yeah, I know I'm giving him flack on that, but it's a really easy to.
Hither thou shalt be free. Sarah is with those bastards. I gotta find her quick.
Find Sarah, get into the main room. What's this?
This tank seems strong enough to break down the door.
But I need something to attach to it first. There's rope.
A rope and a hook. Could use that to hold the reservoir back.
Yep. Anything else before I bother about climbing up there?
Sarah Hawkins was probably taken behind this huge door. Got to find a way to get through.
Not a ladder. he's back outside, so that's not really going to be useful. Yeah, the tank will be perfect. That just let us back around.
Locked. Let's hope the key isn't far.
Well, it's like going back up again. That was not as productive as I'd hoped.
This tank seems strong enough to break down the door. Locked.
Okay, I still need to find the key then. So I can get the tank back. It's going to be too heavy, I imagine, for Pierce to pull it. Let's take a look. Hello, rats. Oh, hello. Oil. Not that I really need it, but... Okay. This isn't outside, this is an office. Got the key. Still something hidden here. Aha.
Fuller was a crew member too. Interesting.
Oh. This creature made us work hard. Half of my crew is dead. I've never seen such a thing. Don't even know how to describe what happened. As if the creature was talking inside our heads. So my men went crazy and jumped overboard. This thing is not a whale. It's far bigger. I don't even know how to describe it. It practically gutted our ship with its tentacles. Don't know how. My harpoon finally pierced the skull of this monster. Crew is in a sorry state. Fuller looks after the injured, but some will not recover. See, I think our cult and everything are not exactly immortals, but pretty high up on the food chain when it comes to long lives. So that's 1847, this is 1924. Fuller would have to be, you know, pushing his 80, in his 80s or hundreds now. Hundreds more likely.
I'll be lucky if it's still sharp enough.
Hey. Any port in a storm.
Doesn't work. It mentions the Leviathan. How it drove the sailors mad.
Ooh. The whole crew's descended in madness. They speak of dreams, visions of a nightmarish city and of a sleeping god. Madness. I locked myself in my cabin. Won't be able to hold out for long. Fitzroy has 12 men on his side. They sacrificed everyone who tried to stop them to their new god. I beseech you, Almighty God, to have pity on our souls. This will be my last prayer. I can hear them whispering. That's nice. Well...
This should stop the cart from moving. This should help me get the tank swinging. I need something to cut the rope to release the tank against the door.
Well now. Gee. I just happened to pick up a knife. Hey, Phil Photon. Yeah, I'm still enjoying it. It's gotten very interesting. It's had one major problem point early on. But otherwise, yeah, it's been really good so far. Okay. But yeah, there was one kind of boss fight, I'd call it. It's the closest thing you could call it. That was kind of, it wasn't necessarily executed the right way. But otherwise, that's been kind of my biggest, that and some of the pre-rendered cutscenes, the voice work not being synced up right. But overall, that's kind of minor. The cult has been at work.
What is that?
The Leviathan.
What is that thing?
Come closer.
No. That voice. You're the Leviathan. Sarah?
Well, now. Uh-oh.
Hello. Who is this?
The quest for truth requires sacrifice. There's no room for compassion.
Who's there?
Your stubbornness at wanting to help others who would have deserted you is a weakness. Fate leads us inevitably to solitude, and in one's final moments, one is always alone. You can't escape it forever. It will always find its way.
Damn it!
Whoa. I'm back here again. Oh, he's panicking again.
Everything points back to the day they brought in that thing.
Forgotten photo in the offices of the whaling station. Only a handful of Scylla crews present. Captain Fitzroy and Dr. Fuller are included. It's dated 1847.
While the sailors were going insane, Fitzroy and the mutineers took over the ship. And probably killed the captain.
Yeah. Fitzroy encouraged all the men all day. They're in shock and can't overcome their trauma. They say they can hear screams of their comrades turned mad. Some of them hurt themselves in a desperate attempt to stop the visions that haunted them. Others chose to embrace them. Fitzroy is one of the latter. He named the beast Leviathan because he believes its biblical nature, in his biblical nature. I told them to get rid of it before it's too late. The thing is not the work of God. Oh.
An old log.
Let's see. Oh, I got another achievement. Let's see. Monday, 24th May, 1847. We sailed from the island of Darkwater towards the north. Sailors say these waters are haunted. I don't believe in these tales. It's not a good time for us. My men haven't seen the slightest trace of a whale for quite a while. If this season doesn't improve, they'll no longer wish to serve on the Scylla. Sunday, 30th May, 1847. We're not the only hunters here. While we were looking for prey, we found dead whales, a dozen of them, drifting, their entrails exposed. They'd been shred, as if they were attacked by a huge predator. It's very strange. Perhaps it is a sign from God. Perhaps it is this good catch that we have hoped for. We must find it, whatever the risk.
Belonging to the captain of the Scylla. The pages I found seem to be the missing ones.
What's this? Excision of the Madness Stone. It's another medical journal. Is that more oil? Might as well top it off. Oh. Whoops. Don't look at it.
Perfect.
I was gonna say I have a 100 investigation. I should be able to pass it.
Learn to obey.
Oh boy, we're back in the asylum.
Ah, finally awake. How do you feel, Mr. Pierce?
Fuller! Son of a bitch! I'll kill you!
No, I'm not even really with you. Well, to be perfectly precise, I am with you. But not in this cell.
What have you done to me?
Me? Nothing, really. See, it's one of the exquisite effects of this incredible creature.
Leviathan!
I see you already know about it.
Yes.
Well, shall we begin?
But no. Oh. I said don't take it. Is it because I'm mad, or...
Let me take a sample from you. Flesh, blood, spinal fluids. Don't fear.
I killed him.
A necessary sacrifice that proves your determination.
Okay. Don't look. Well now. Whoa.
Find the truth and be free.
Oh boy. Got pick doors. Okay. You weren't there before. Doors are literally forming in there. Not the one that was there. Oh.
Nothing's happening.
Yeah. That's not, you know, good sign. Oh. At least it's not a huge game over screen. Oh. Okay, it circles around. Kind of gotta... Oh. Cuts back in. Okay. I choose the wrong one, or... Ah. Requires just a little thought. Oh. That's handy. Should be you. All faded away. And now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Whew. That was loud. Uh-oh. Cult.
Pierce!
Fitzroy.
Time to hoist the white flag. We're not gonna hurt you.
I won't go without a fight.
You think you're here of your own accord?
Stay back, or I'll put a bullet in your head.
I was summoned here.
Our supreme oracle has spoken. You will follow your destiny.
What?
In his awakening.
Uh-oh. Ooh, we're into the water. It's not a good sign. Not given what we know is in there.
I see. You cannot escape my awareness. I followed your wanderings, your choices, your attempts to free yourself from destiny. But it is unavoidable. And as I predicted, you have come to free me. Awaken and call him.
Oh. That's not the most pleasant. Coastal cave. Finally met Leviathan in flesh and blood. Yeah, that is definitely true. I'm ready to face my destiny, huh? So, are we near the end? If it is, then I'd say this is a bit shorter than, they talked about. That'd make it only, so far, this be about 7 hours? I was pretty sure they talked about it being, 12-ish or so. We'll find out. Well, at least we, didn't drown.
The voice. I can't hear the voice anymore.
Leviathan is free. Whaling station. We're limping again. Oh boy. Cave. That's always, a great thing in Lovecraftian horror.
You are trapped. Keep going.
My God.
Oh boy.
This way. Stand up. Walk.
But no.
Is somebody there? Hey, who are you?
You don't want to know the answer to that.
Where am I?
Looks like back underneath where the Hawkins Manor is. I'm back in control again. It's another painting. Now, I'm not going to walk in the circle. It seems like a bad thing. I awaken him. Sarah.
It will soon be time, Edward Pierce.
You are dead. None of this is real. I saw you dead, as I see you now. Am I crazy too?
You survived. Don't you understand? You couldn't die.
Colden.
You will stay alive until you've fulfilled your destiny.
No.
Look at me. Look at me, Pierce. Dare tell me that you still don't believe it.
What has happened to you?
Oh, Pierce. You insist on ignoring the truth when it's right there in front of you.
Maybe.
Sarah Hawkins saw you as you really are. This painting is the proof.
This is madness.
It's not just your life that is at stake. Many men and women have sacrificed themselves for this moment.
Colden!
You will not deprive them of their hope of a better life.
I saw
Better.
what Leviathan did to Fuller. We will all die like him.
His life was written well before it started. It was not predetermined that he lived to see the call. But you? Yes. It is your destiny.
This painting. The investigation. I understand now. Like you, I was called here by a higher power.
Yes. All your choices had the sole purpose of preparing you for the final decision.
I must make
Maybe.
a choice.
Not just make a choice. The right choice.
Not yet, but soon. We have one more thing to accomplish.
What is it?
I must take you to Sarah Hawkins.
Our oracle.
Well now. Got another achievement.
Sarah, I feel her calling me. Let us not wait any longer.
Not yet. You have one last thing to accomplish.
No.
What's that?
I can't do it.
Do you understand what it is?
She has already fulfilled her mission.
Oh.
About your own.
No.
No one can fight their fate. Neither them, nor you.
Oh, the crazy is strong.
Shut up! Silence! Stop! Go away! Stop!
Oh. So that's quieter now, at least.
Don't resist, Edward. They're already dead. There's nothing you can do. Just give in.
What did he realize?
What happened to me? Sarah. I must go to Sarah. She is the Oracle. She will know what to do.
Well, make our way forward. Hopefully we'll find her. Wonder what he just realized in that moment, just before he passed out. Yeah, the crazy's in full effect. What? Oh, I can't access it. Oh. Cave. Ah. Dang it. Yeah, that's better. My enormous limp. Alabaster Point. Wait. Wasn't that chapter 14? So, shouldn't this be 15? Let's go to Alabaster Point, where Sarah Hawkins is supposed to be waiting for him. There, he must make a decision that could change the destiny of the world. Question is, can I resist it? It's like, was I in the visions from the Leviathan? Was I just too crazy to resist what the actions that it wanted me to, or did I really have a choice there? Was it always going to do that no matter what I did? Ugh. Let's find out. And if this is the end, I'm wondering if, some of my decisions could have made things go longer.
Reality as you know it stops here.
Oh.
This makes sense.
Go. She is waiting.
I am going.
What have they done to me?
Well, I mean, some of it was them, some of it was you, Edward.
Oh.
And me.
Mr. Pierce. I was expecting you.
Fuller. You died in front of my eyes.
Don't jump to conclusions. Is there not the tiniest spark of a scientific mind inside of that detective skull of yours?
What abject substance did you use to turn her into an empty shell?
Abject substance. The serum extracted from Leviathan's oil bestows the power of life. To me,
Just
my
reanimated it.
body is nothing but the mortal vessel of my conscience. To you, it contains more answers and secrets than your insignificant mind can grasp.
Oh yeah, reality is definitely bending.
You can barely stand up, and yet here you are. You never give up.
That is not you. Not anymore.
No.
Not since your disappearance on the docks.
Detective.
Whoa.
So easy to fool you. So eager to rush to the rescue of a woman in distress.
You won't make me regret having tried to save people. I did what I could. Even for Colden.
Your efforts to change your destiny, although in vain, make you worthy of the fate that is yours. The day has come. You will be asked to choose.
But will I actually choose, or will the choice be made based on the choices I've made already? We'll find out. Charles.
You took everything from me. Wife, life, destiny.
You forsook your right to a normal life the moment you chose power over humanity. No one wants to see such an unbearable sight.
Ooh.
You don't have the slightest idea of what you speak, of what I've been through. I have sacrificed my life to the one who sleeps. My marriage, my family, my own flesh. Why didn't Sarah choose me? Why is it your damn face on her painting?
She didn't choose. She just saw who was chosen.
But you already know it. I can see that you will make the right choice.
I don't know. I don't know.
Your fear of the unknown and your stupid pride cloud your judgment. Quit lying to yourself and embrace your destiny. It's not cowering that brought you those medals. None of this is real. Trust your guts.
If nothing's real, what are you?
I am a projection of your mind. What remains of that instinct that pulled you out of the trenches. Don't listen to them. They're too dangerous for your tired mind.
Truth and reality. If there's something on that wall. Well, I'm trying to make sure I'm still coming through right. It's loud enough in my headset I couldn't quite hear it. Okay, making sure. I was kind of scared there for a second. Oh.
It's right there.
I'm almost there.
Well, here we are. Oh boy. Algernon.
Here you are at last, Truth Seeker.
She was waiting for you.
You were waiting for me.
Yes. When I finally discovered the truth, I knew you would come. All this time I was fighting it, afraid of what I might discover. But I was afraid of myself.
It's coming.
What did you learn?
Listen to me, Edward Pierce, as I will deliver the truth.
Ooh. I'm mastering the occult, so I can't take that.
I have seen things. Strange and horrifying, but always true.
Will you trust my words?
Yes.
One man only prepared by the trials and revelations holds the power to change the world. Because I saw you in the dreams I share with my God. I recognize you for what you are, a truth seeker. One of the rare humans who is able to perceive fragments of his mind.
Yes, yes.
I feel the truth in your words.
Because it was written. Or, as I like to see it, painted on the canvas of fate.
Pierce, help me!
Oh. This isn't good. The dagger. Hello. Ooh, which do I do? Oh. I gotta give this a thought. So I perform the counter, I'll send him away. If I perform it, I'll answer the call. If this were the actual tabletop, I think I would perform the ritual. This would be, I would be passing it out to the game master, saying this because I think Pierce has fully fallen over into the dark. He knows too much. And it's broken him.
Vengluin Muglan Cthulhu Waganagal Vatagan.
Oh. It's not a good sign. We're gonna see his titanic form. Just for a moment that we saw. Well now. So yeah, this only took, just shy of 8 hours. So yeah, I'm curious if there were other decisions that could have made some of this longer, but I'm not disappointed, because I mean, there's definitely room to, for more playthroughs to see what how things turn out. The game looked good. The story was not bad. It was about what I expected of it. I liked how they did the panicking and the way his madness worked. And yeah, this is one of those ones, lengthwise, you could really kind of overdo itself. So I'd be kind of glad for it being, 8-ish rather than, like 12-ish in that regard. But yeah, that was, he gave in at the end. Yeah, if that'd be one of those ones, if this were a Call of Cthulhu game and I was working with a group of players, it would be the question of would they realize what I was doing and be able to stop me before I got to a certain point. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. I'll probably end up doing another playthrough on my own after this, try and see about getting things different. But yeah, I was not said it was same guy who voiced Charles Hawkins also voiced Leviathan. Nice. Oh yeah, and sadly Greg Stafford passed away before he could see this. That happened quite recently, too. It was, sad to hear. Especially because him and Sandy Peterson came back and pulled Chaosium from the brink of destruction. Which was an awful thing to hear that it came to that point. But I was glad that they were able to save it. Post-credit scene? The cultists losing it. all gone mad. Yeah. Madness, destruction. That's always the guarantee. Yes, usually the cultists are the first to go when all madness comes. Well, now, that was Call of Cthulhu. Like I said, I'm not. I said I know I've got at least another playthrough of this. I'm not likely going to stream that one. That'll be on my own time. But yeah, this was very interesting. I definitely enjoyed it. They did a lot of things good. That the worst aspect of the whole thing was the encounter with the Shambler. So if we'd had just a tiny little hint before the whole thing started that, this dagger was special and that we would need to go for that, it probably would have been a little different. But overall, I very much enjoyed it. Thank you guys all for watching. Those of you caught it live here on Twitch, those of you made it this far on YouTube. I have shopping to do today, so there won't be anything else, at least in my normal time. I don't know, I might be able to do some things a little later after that, but we'll see how that goes. As always, I appreciate likes, follows, subscribes. Sorry about that. Every little bit you guys do helps grow the channel a bit more, especially here on Twitch. My Twitter account at Link6413 is probably the best place to catch what I'm playing and when I'm playing it. I always tweet before I go live. There's always links to the YouTube channel when a new video goes up. But yeah, thank you guys all once again for watching. Hope you all have a great day and take care. Bye.